GSL.
An interesting series of events, guys. Party looking just not good in game 1 and 2. They were lost on I'd almost say an amateur level by him.
Yeah.
It looked like we were going to see game number 3, the same thing. Party pulled it together, bounced back. The question is, can PartinG step it up here? If he's playing, if he plays even like he played last game, he should still lose the series.
Definitely have to agree with you on that. Like, ByuL should be able to take one more game based on what we've seen, but PartinG is a comeback king for sure. So I don't want to count him completely out. There's potential here, Tasteless.
There is potential, Artie. Let's see. He did have that little commercial break. He has hopefully been able to pull it together. We have not seen play from PartinG like that ever. I mean, that was not Code S play.
Yeah, it was
game 1 and 2.
Way more mistakes than what we're used to. And you see he's kind of muttering to himself. He knows he has to tighten this up if he's going to win this series.
You can't struggle in the opening of a PvZ and expect to win a best of 5 against somebody like ByuL. And we are in the GSL Code S. These guys want to win this more than anything.
That is a fact. This is the tournament to win, Tasteless.
It is.
If you want to be remembered forever in StarCraft II, you need to win it.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. Game number 4 is loaded up on the map. Overgrowth. ByuL against PartinG. ByuL up 2 to PartinG's 1. In the bottom left, in the red,
CJN2's ByuL.
in the upper right in the blue.
Yowie Flash Wolves PartinG.
Not really that many people in the studio today.
No, it's one of our lighter days down here.
Thought there might be a bit more since PartinG is playing here today. It's a big fan favorite, I think.
I think so. Well, Artosis, let's see how PartinG does, you know, before the fast expansion gets up and running. Let's see how this game goes. Let's not forget that in the last game, ByuL went and made a hatchery at PartinG's expansion.
Yeah.
Because at that point in time, he's probably thinking, I can pretty much do anything. Welcome to the studio, guys. Some thumbs up here. Whoop, sign upside down, but we got that saved at the last second.
Let's see how this one goes, Tasteless. Some drones do come out.
Yep.
Trying to make sure there's not going to be any shenanigans going on.
Shenanigans? Have you said that before? That's pretty good.
I'm 100% recycled product.
I should listen to your casts, man.
You should. I have some gems in there.
They're pretty good. Well, another horrible moment here for PartinG as the scouting probe has been lost. We actually saw PartinG live. I just saw PartinG actually curse in his booth. Well, can't blame him for that.
He may be partying, but he's definitely brain farting in this series.
Yeah, PartinG, the brain farting. That is what's happening here.
All right, sends another probe out. I guess he needs to scout what's going on in case, you know, sometimes when you kill a probe, you switch around what you're doing real quick. Yeah. It is a double hatch before pull, so an advantage to ByuL for sure.
You cannot lose a scouting probe.
Yeah, you really, like, if you lose a scouting probe before Zerglings are out, that's really bad.
Anybody who's gotten to a decent rank in StarCraft knows you just have to have that probe alive. There are so many different tricks you can pull. Now, in fairness, the best players in the world are quite good at catching your scouting worker.
Yeah.
You get a lot of practice to try that out because it happens.
It's like all there is to do in the early game.
Yeah, it's all there is to do.
How do I efficiently deal with the scout? But in general, as long as you don't send it through the drone line like a greedy jerk, then you should never really lose it until there's like a queen or Zerglings. Anyways, it doesn't... I mean, it's not necessarily going to be that impactful. There's like a slight edge for ByuL right now, but we don't really know how this is going to go quite yet. No gases for ByuL. I do want to point that out. This could lend itself to PartinG possibly doing an early push.
Yeah,
you can
that would be
get a
pretty
big
handy
edge if they don't get speed quickly.
Sure, you need speed to defend. You know, with micro, especially of the level of PartinGs, you can push out pretty easily.
And look, it looks like he's going to go for 3 gates here right off the bat. And this is and I mean, he even sent out, well, I guess he never got back to the main, so he can't be 100% sure. But like a 3-gate stalker against someone who skips gas this long can force like a bajillion lings, kill a queen, kill drones. You know, it's like, it's a very powerful strategy. So if he happens to go for that, that can like really pay off for him. And it looks like that's what he's going for, Tasteless. But yeah, I mean, this bodes well for PartinG in this game, for sure. Look at this, all drones right now for ByuL.
Yeah, he's going to have to get some gas up here pretty quickly. Here is the forge now coming down. Oh, nice scout. Okay.
A little bit too late, though. He's not going to be able to prevent this this warping at all.
But he at least knows it's coming now.
Yeah, that's really important. He needs to be making units against this.
That's annoying.
Yeah. But
Stalkers are coming down now. We have no gases still?
Oh,
no, we have gases. I'm
gases,
sorry. What am I talking about? There's like gas mine to the upper right. I'm like, is there gas? Do I know how to cast this
Does this
game?
map have gas
Yeah,
on
man.
it? I'm like, yeah, this map has gas on it. We don't actually currently have
Suddenly
any
I just forgot how to gas. That's just what happened, man. I don't know.
Tasteless is running out of gas here, man.
Well, hopefully not at the rate that PartinG has been.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. The push is kind of poked out there, but it's not enough to do anything.
Yeah, he forced a lot of Zerglings. 32 Zerglings, that could have been a lot more drones in there. So I would call this already like something that's been successful. A lot of Lings actually going for a counterattack. And he's not showing any Lings, he's just running with those queens. So I wonder like if PartinG can figure this out.
Yeah, if these Lings blindside this this Nexus, it's going to be pretty bad.
He does have 3 sentries, so I think he doesn't have a problem keeping it.
Well, as long as he keeps the sentries alive. And we saw that Overlord sent in there just at the right time. Ling speed not done.
That is just like a lot of Zerglings that we don't like. Are these Zerglings going to really do anything at this point in the game?
Well,
it doesn't
definitely
look like
not in a safe spot. Had that army come around, he could have boxed him in with those sentries.
Yeah, so PartinG actually with a nice advantage from that. That was a lot of Lings, man. A lot of Lings for naught.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was forced to make some. He did force him to eke it out, and then he kind of came out, but I guess he wanted to see if he could do anything with those Lings.
Yeah.
He's probably pretty confident that the attack from PartinG wouldn't be that effective.
Well, we do have a blank and +1 on the way. Plenty of gates being made. Roach with burrow move and movement.
And,
I mean, this is nothing too weird going on here.
No, it's a pretty standard game. Good to see that PartinG is back, by the way, into proper mid-game.
Yeah. I feel like he was not as aggressive with those stalkers as I'm used to. I thought he was definitely going to pressure a lot heavier on that third
especially
base.
for PartinG, right?
Yeah, he was kind of a wimp there, which is weird because he's normally like the opposite of a wimp. He's normally quite brave.
And we now have the Hydra Den coming up here with the Spire. So very proper tech in here for ByuL. ByuL taking his 4th base at the bottom right. The 4th base, I'd say, out of all the maps we have here, this is probably the easiest 4th base to take. Maybe Deadwing's 4th base also quite easy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's a hard one to properly attack.
And so he's just going to get his Lings, just getting all of his upgrades. Same story here for PartinG. PartinG getting that Blink upgrade, getting the weapons attack upgrade.
He's just got to be careful about like a massive roach attack, but it doesn't look like one's really coming. He's got 9 roaches with the burrow and the burrow movement about to finish up, so it's not like an amount of units that can actually do anything against him. Like PartinG looks like he's in completely good shape here, to be honest. I don't know what ByuL is really going to get done with this.
Don't know about moving these roaches out here.
He might just try to slip by.
Well, I guess he will do just that.
That could be quite annoying.
Oh, sick attack. And there's going to be a recall back. Did he go back to the third? I believe he did. Oh, no, excuse me. He went back to the second base.
Yeah, that was quite annoying. That was a nice little attack.
Yeah. And now PartinG's going to try to take the fourth. Sometimes we see the fourth taken in the kind of upper right side of the map, but looks like he wants to just take this one over here in the upper left. This is probably the harder of the two to hold, though.
Yeah, I think that
especially with mutas coming.
Yeah, I think that when those mutas get there, PartinG is almost just. I think automatically he's just going to go attack. Like, you can sit back, defend, and go to a really long macro game, but with PartinG's type of micro, the fact that he's about to have +2, he's making 4 cannons, he has plenty of gateways. I think this is just a counterattack moment, because with this many mutas bought, his army does not beat PartinG's army. PartinG wins straight up easy. So let's see, those mutas going to be coming in shortly here.
Kind of surprised to see him try to expo that upper left base. People don't really do that anymore unless they're forced to. All right, so the mutas are coming up now. And there's not really defense here. You can actually get a good amount of probes. And he just flies over here now to the second base. And this is going to be a great interception here by PartinG.
Yeah.
The mutas are stuck.
Yeah, this is really, really nice.
Wow, and he can even blink again under that?
Oh, God.
How many mutas killed there? Was that about 5 or something?
Oh, yeah, he killed something like that. And he lost almost no probes. He has a solid 3-base economy. He has a really good army. I think you just attack here, Tasteless. That's it.
I think that's exactly
with
what
his
you
micro, there's no way ByuL will hold this.
And a push through like this, it's going to be pretty tough, actually, to hold off. Now, PartinG, well, these mutas, yes, they can kill probes, but does that really matter when an attack this big is coming down here? And a 5th base, a gold base taken while this attack's coming down. Definitely not a good move here. PartinG really pulling it together. Maybe ByuL, thinking about those last 2 games, overestimating his ability to move out on the map.
Yeah, possibly, Tasteless. Here we go. PartinG going down for the engage. ByuL is maxed out, but does he have the proper tech here? Some good force fields going down. Ooh, loses his mothership core rather early in this engagement, unfortunately. Does blink down. Plenty of force fields to chop this army up.
He continues to come down, and I don't think there's really any way that ByuL can protect this base.
Yeah.
PartinG's already breached that area where he can really just come in here and take out Satchery.
Yeah, this is pretty easy for him to dice everything up.
Oh,
Plenty of sentries
blink.
here.
Really nice blink there.
Wow. Kills a lot of units, gets the 4th base. Just more roaches on the way right now for ByuL. But this army of PartinG is not going to go down easy.
Well, he's... I don't know if ByuL should engage here. I don't think there's really an answer. I think you actually back off and take the left base, right?
For ByuL, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you even try to attack this. Now, there's no mothership core here, so that might be why he's tempted.
I think he's like, if I can kill this army, there's a way back in.
The thing is, he's probably better off just keeping that boxed in and expanding again, since this literally can't leave.
Well, right now
the Angleade's pretty sick here.
Yeah, that's a huge concave here for ByuL, really getting a lot of surface area, but there's enough force fields that PartinG is just going to be able to deal with it once again.
Yeah, he needs to get this army out. Kind of a funny spot, right? When your supply gets this high. Oh, that's cute. Are there overseers up there?
Actually, no. They're not. He has precisely 0 right now, Tasteless, so that is definitely an issue. Those DTs will swing this battle in his favor so quickly. 3 of them, oh my god.
Just blinking right up there.
And he's not making any overseers.
We have no overseers being made right now?
We have no overseers being made just now. That is super, super late on making those overseers.
Yeah, this is quite bad, actually. Okay, so we have just 1 coming here. And I think he just did it. PartinG just did it for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely a PartinG victory here. He's really taken no damage at home. 3 bases, full up against 2. PartinG is, he's good to go, man. It's good to go to that game number 5.
Well, I think ByuL's just giving up now. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know what he's doing with these drones. 2 base versus 3 base. Yes, the Zerg's got a strong army, but Protoss actually doesn't even have to expand at this point in time. You can actually just sit here and power up.
I mean, I think he probably should just take a Nexus because
yeah, he could. I'm
like,
just saying, like, I mean,
yeah.
if he wanted to, he could just sit on 3 bases and wait for the 3rd base to try to finish again for ByuL and come in here and do a
just
kill.
go attack again. Like, as parting maxes again, his army's just better anyways. But, all right, he's going to actually blink forward here. Doesn't have force fields in the back there, so he's going to take more losses than he should, but it doesn't matter.
Overseer just going over there. That's going to be it. He's given up. And I think, well, I mean, he needs to blink. He's going to keep blinking. Okay, yeah. All right, that's going to be a GG.
All right, we're going to go to game number 5, Tasteless. PartinG trying to pull it all together.
We actually have PartinG coming back.
Yeah.
ByuL, that's kind of a funny situation we had down there. That army was boxed in at the bottom right. That army just could not get out. It was funny because it was like 185 supply, I believe, and you can't make much more with that, right? So you can actually have that box in, and as long as they don't get a mothership core down there, that army can't quite leave.
Yeah, it's hard for it to attack up the ramp and break through, especially since his sentry count was being depleted over time. You don't really want to be necessarily warping a bunch of sentries down there to try to break out with, but it was kind of an interesting situation, I guess.
PartinG might come back, guys. This would be crazy. We could still end up with PartinG moving on to the round of 4.
Well, merry-go-round is our next map, so ByuL is going to really want to be looking out for, you know, the...
we have a coach actually talking to ByuL right now outside the booth, because this day has yo-yoed pretty hard. We had PartinG not able to do a fast expand opener, and ByuL probably got so confident in those last 2 games, just as not evaluating PartinG's ability to push out correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, this is sort of a weird day. I guess it just comes down to this last game on merry-go-round.
Yeah, and merry-go-round is like a map where it's quite difficult for Protoss to take a 3rd. And I think with someone like PartinG, there's no reason for him to take a 3rd. He can just try to end on 2 bases, most likely. So I think ByuL needs to play a defensive game here. He needs to back it up, figure out what PartinG's going for, and then stomp it out.
So ByuL getting a pep talk from his coach. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how they play. I have no idea how this game's going to look. No clue.
It's hard to say. I think PartinG should be going for a 2-base attack, though. High pressure going on. If ByuL opens aggressive with like a quick speedling, that would be interesting because he's gotten it past PartinG a couple times already.
3 times now. 3
Yeah.
times. 3 out of 4 games.
But if PartinG shuts it down, that opens PartinG up perfectly to kill him with a 2-base timing attack. So I don't want to see that. I actually want to see ByuL go into macro, really defensive macro, go up to 3 bases, figure out what PartinG is doing, and stop it.
Well, I mean, anything could happen at this point in time. PartinG definitely got his mojo back. I was getting a little bit worried this was going to be a 3-0 with PartinG like unable to, you know, get to the point of the game where you get, you know, a mothership core and get to use it. Basically, like this was going very poorly.
Some mothership core chasing a bunch of speedlings around or something.
PartinG pumping himself up here, clapping his hands, getting ready to go into this match. The countdown has started. Again, our map is merry-go-round. It all comes down to this one game. The winner goes on to face off against SOS in the semifinals and be that much closer to getting that coveted championship title for the GSL Code S. Tosis, who wins?
It's a good question, Tasteless. I think PartinG takes it.
I think you're probably right. But you never know. He's got to get past the early game here. Let's see what happens as we now go into game number 5. In the upper right in the red, he is
CJN2's ByuL.
in the bottom center in the blue.
Yowie Flash Wolves PartinG.
Getting 2nd place last season. But first he has to get out of... We see little bit of intensity there in his face in this. He has to get out of this best of 5 that has been one of the weirder best of 5s we've ever seen.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait and see how this game goes and give my opinion on the series overall.
Oh, from Minnesota. Thank you so much for coming down.
Minnesota, that's in Canada, right?
Thank you for coming down to the studio. You guys at home are always welcome down here.
Yeah. It's always a fun time at the GSL Code S.
It is.
Even though today is a weird. I'm not liking the second series so far. I actually really like the first one, even though it was a 3-0. But
yeah, the first one was quite good.
This one, I'm like,
this one's been a bit bumpy.
It has been.
And let's see how this final game goes.
Well,
we are in the spots where, well, I guess it depends on how you look at it. This is not a bad position here for ByuL to be in. You can see he's going up here, hoping to maybe fake ByuL out and make him think this is a cannon rush.
Yeah, he already knows. He's got his Overlord down there, and
yep,
actually goes directly. Okay, this is kind of cool. Because if you know that they're going for, like, for instance, the Gateway Expand, which I guess he didn't have 100% intel when he started that gas, but if you know that, you can go double hatchery, but instead, it looks like he's opting for a much quicker speed, which might be good, because like I was saying, like, just try to make sure you know what PartinG is doing here. Because aggression is, in my opinion, what he should be going for on this map against ByuL.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Anyways, we'll see how it goes.
So the cybernetic score has started. This game is looking like a normal game.
Yeah, we might actually
just see a standard BBZ. How about that?
Well,
and those 4 links coming now.
Some great music.
Yeah, this is the best StarCraft II song.
I think you're right, yeah.
I know this song.
Did you write this song?
Yeah, I did.
Did you play all the instruments and put it together?
We've done everything, man. We built the soundproof booths and we coded the game. We
drew the Zerglings.
Yeah.
In fact, we made this all out of claymation. But that doesn't look like claymation. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that good at claymation, but, you know, I think it looks pretty good still.
Do they still do claymation anymore?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. One of my favorite kids shows, Shaun the Sheep, claymation. Really good.
Oh, cool. So this build's going fine for PartinG. I believe he's going to get a second gateway with this. There.
Oh. All right, solid defense so far.
So we should, PartinG definitely bringing back what we've seen in normal PartinG games.
Yeah. Quite a fast layer, by the way. I wonder what he's doing with this. If he's like, because we only have 1 gas so far. Huh, because like a rush to Hydras or something might be something you could be thinking about, because PartinG is so well known for how good his 2-base rushes are, specifically the Mortals. Could be something like that. We'll see. Oh, he's hiding a Spire. Wow. And that's something that you're just not going to scout either. Okay. That's like really smart.
I like it. Let's see how it goes, though. This was, a handful of gates with a Robotech.
Yeah, this is pretty tricky, because he already went for a 2-base game where he went like Roach Bro movement, and the counter for that and the counter for Spire are like polar opposites. So this is it's a tricky one, Tasteless. But he's on 2 bases. He doesn't have Zergling speed yet, so anything PartinG does is scary.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, plus if this gets foiled pretty quickly. Now, I have a question: is the Overseer too much of a tell here for this?
I think he's got to assume that PartinG can gather the intel that he's on 2 base, and if you're on 2 base for this long, you have to have an
Overseer. No, you're totally right.
Yeah. So I think it's all right.
He sees the Warp Prism.
That's big. That's really big.
This is so bad. You know what sucks when you're PartinG in this position is you have to go ahead and attack.
He's got to do something here for sure.
You can't be like, oh, well, I guess I'll stay back here with my Warp Prism.
Yeah, you got to at least go over there and poke. He is getting a Forge now, so there's a possibility he's not going to do an Immortal push.
Well, let's see. I mean, Spire's just now done. I think he probably wanted to go for the ramp here. but it wasn't going to work out. And so we're having a strategy that's actually pretty old. This is a pretty old build.
Yeah.
This is actually something we had in the first 2 seasons of GSL over 4 years ago.
It looks like he wants to warp in some more units here. He is making an Immortal, so far it doesn't know about that Spire. Making a Nexus. Okay, the Mutas are actually just going to kill him. He's about to die to 8-month stasis.
Well, you gotta wonder, I mean, there's no roaches in sight, right?
Yeah.
So the Mutas are a bit of an inevitability here, unfortunately. And he doesn't, I don't know if he thinks that they're all banked up or what. Like, Mothership Core out here is also dicey.
Yeah. Well, the Mothership Core is like in a place where the Mutas will just kill it, and then he has no Nexus Cannon. Like, I guess he just recalled it home, but yeah, this is pretty bad. He does not have the tech. Like, he has to cancel the 3rd. There's not even a possibility he can hold on to that 3rd base.
Oh, boy. Mutas once again going to come in here and get a lot of probes. We have 4 or 5 already taken out now. And he's going to keep making Mutas. Cancellation there. And now we have the Mutas just going to go around now. You know,
A Stargate is being made. The thing is, he doesn't have 2 bases. So
there's
the Stargate. Because I'm like, 1 Stargate Phoenix is not the counter to these Mutas.
Yeah.
It's certainly not. Oh my god.
And so the Mutas can basically, you know, with Stargate Tech not here, I feel like he should have, I don't want to be too critical of this guy, but I feel like he should have probably noticed that there was actually no roaches there, right?
Yeah.
2 bases means basically only 2 things. If you want 2 base layer, you're either getting roaches or you're getting Mutas.
Yeah.
I don't know of another strat.
I mean, he could have been going Hydras, but I mean, it's...
Or maybe like a Nidus or something, and then have the roaches come there. But then even if that's happening, I guess then you should be like, oh crap, there's gonna be a Nidus coming in my base.
I'm just like, yeah. Huh. Well, you know, this is... I guess this gambit has worked out for ByuL at the moment. He's doing a lot of damage. PartinG is kind of surveying how bad of a spot he's really in here, which is really, really bad.
Mutas right now just continuing to fly around. All he has to do is keep these active now. Don't forget, guys, what does the Cybernetics Core make? It makes Stalkers.
It makes things that aren't Zealots.
Yes.
Oh god, he's just targeting down all these sentries.
And he can keep harassing. By the way, flyer attack about to finish. We have 18 Mutas. 19 Mutas. With PartinG on 2 bases and just not really much he seems to be able to do here. The sentry's taken out now. Gosh, this is just a different PartinG from what we casted in the round of 16, you know?
Yeah,
and I don't know if ByuL's really doing anything that fancy.
He's not.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, he snuck the Spire, which is...
Not to say he's bad, guys. I'm just saying.
Well, this series is not indicative of how good either player is. This is the worst series that these guys have had in GSL. This is the worst series I've seen from these two in a very, very long time.
Yeah. And now he's going to get the pylon here. Okay, so this game should be over. The muta count is, there's already 5 more mutas coming out now.
And you know what? Another thing, I mean, this is... Because, yeah, this is not anywhere near how good these 2 players are, what we've seen here today. And it's not one of those... Because sometimes you see a game that's, like, really sloppy and crazy, like Life vs. PartinG oftentimes is. And it's them making each other make mistakes, but I don't feel like that's even what this is.
This is just...
This is something else.
It was a weird series, man. And, you know, it's... Again, I'm not disappointed with the strategy PartinG picked, but he did not seem to respond at all when he got in there and saw that there was nothing. Well, it's mutas are an inevitability.
Everything went wrong. His Mothership Core in the wrong spot. He needed a Nexus Cannon to have any chance of truly defending it.
Now, Blink is going to finish, but there are basically no Stalkers left in this game. And ByuL, you can see a smile on his face now. He's expanding again as this is over.
It is definitely over.
And PartinG here are going to have to accept the fact that he's not going on to the round of 4. It will, in fact, be ByuL facing off here against SOS.
Yeah, and I tell you, I think SOS will probably put up a better series than this against him, even though this went to Game 5.
Well, I'm interested in seeing how that series goes as well, because
when you go to hide that Spire, he'll probably have 2 Stargates making Phoenix where you're trying to hide it. So,
I mean, yeah, it was a bad series from PartinG. There was some bumpy parts there from ByuL, but I mean, clearly ByuL was the better player out of these 2. GG Parting just could not pull it together in those first few games, and I don't really feel like you got to see the Parting that we're all used to. Well, you and I are used to casting. You guys at home are used to watching. ByuL probably thinking, "Oh, thank God I won that last game."
I feel like we were gypped an amazing series. Like that is not.
It was
Parting's
a really
best play.
bumpy,
That is not
Parting.
ByuL's best play.
Just it was some of the worst play I've seen. Never seen a round of 8 that was that bad from Parting, and you know, it was, I don't know, man, kind of weird series. Well, definitely the SOS series was the winner here today.
The 3-0 PvP.
Yeah.
Well, it happens, man. Sometimes people have off days and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just playing against a close friend, I'm sure they practice a lot.
It's, yeah.
Definitely looked kind of like we sometimes see team kills.
Yeah.
Even though they are on different teams here.
Well, if they're good friends.
Yeah,
some weird games, probably them trying to like out-think each other, and it just doesn't work out that way. Parting, obviously, very disappointed now with how that went. ByuL is going to move on to the round of 4. That means he's just one best of 5 away from going on to the finals of the GSL Code S.
That would be just huge for his career, man. Well, as you see, there are the results of this one. ByuL with those first 2 quick Zergling wins, and then losing a couple. Finish it off with the hidden Mutalisk.
It was like Parting just was not prepared for a Mutattack.
Certainly
he was just not prepared for a Mutattack.
He was the opposite prepared.
He was trying to acquire a 3rd base
while going Immortal.
Yeah, while going Immortal, and there are no roaches there.
Yeah, it was really weird.
I understand the drop.
Like when you go Prism into Immortal, you don't even go a 3rd normally.
So normally, when we see that strat, the more modern, even though it's an old strat, the more modernized version of that strat, you drop the sentries at the ramp, you force field the ramp, you then begin to warp in Zealots, you continue to force field the ramp over and over and over and over. And you know, sometimes they lose some key tech structures, or they lose their main base. You can also do the opposite if they're all in the main. You warp in on the low ground. Sure. But anyways.
On to the interview.
He's in his first semifinals. Let's see ByuL. We all expected a 3-0 victory after the first 2 sets. Came out to be a very close series. Tell us about that.
제가 3-0으로 이길 줄 알고 되게 신나서 준비 안 한
Yeah, I also expected a 3-0 victory.
그래서 여기까지 오게 된 것 같은데.
I actually did a build I didn't really prepare for in game 3. I messed up the whole thing in the 3rd set, and then I was playing off. But anyways, I'm very glad I made it to the finals, or excuse me, the semifinals.
코치님이 되게 관리 잘 해주셔가지고.
Before going into game 5, I was very nervous. I talked to my coach for a few minutes. He helped me calm down,
원래 제가
and that helped me win the final set.
접전을 하면은 제가 흔들리고 시작하는데, 근데 이제 그냥 생각을 바꿔가지고.
When I play against Protoss players,
제가 먼저 흔들자고 생각하고.
I'm usually the one who's nervous in the early game, but that's why I went for those early Ling builds. I was able to get into Parting's mind, and I got into his base, and that was really what helped me get those first 2 sets. Parting was able to take those 2 sets off from you in those other games, the Force Field and the Blink Stalkers. Talk about that.
하던 대로만 하자 생각했는데 하던 대로 하면 지는 것 같아요. 그래서
I used a build that I didn't really prepare for today in the 3rd set. I think that's why I lost. Parting looks like he was able to really pick it up after the set 3.
제가 준비를
She's asking what made you decide to go Mutas in that last game?
이삭이 브로디를 다 봐봤는데 제가 이런 식으로 행동했을 때 이삭이 무조건 로보틱스를 가져가더라고요. 그리고 분광기를 찍더라고요. 그래서 분광기 보고 되게 기분 좋았어요.
If he uses that build, if he goes for the robotics and the War Prism, he does hit a lot of that map, so I was very happy to see his War Prism come out.
어떤 모습 보여주실지 기대가 되는데 상대가 김유진 선수예요.
Well, how will you prepare for your semifinals? Your opponent is SOS. It's another Protoss player.
자신감 있으실지 궁금하네요. 김유진 선수.
자신감 없고
Gertie says, I'm sure you gained a lot of confidence from today's
준비한 게
matches.
되게 많거든요.
네.
근데
Well,
오늘 못 썼는데
Even though I've won, I still don't have a lot of confidence against Protoss. I guess I'll just have to practice a lot.
네, 상대가
I'm going to try some new builds against SOS.
그런 부분을 신경 쓰셔야 될 것 같은데 자, 첫 번째 4강입니다. 4강전 각오 들어볼게요.
It's your first semifinals. What is your
믿지
determination
않고
going into this match?
지금 또
I still can't believe I'm in the
메르스잖아요.
semifinals, actually.
그럼에도 불구하고 많은 팬분들이
He's bringing up the
와주신 것
MERS
같은데
outbreak in
정말
Korea.
감사하고
네.
And he says he wants to thank all the fans that were still willing to come down here.
제 목표인 우승까지 가도록 하겠습니다.
네.
He says he's going to prepare
이룰 수
better for the
있을지
remaining league.
계속해서 지켜보겠습니다.
And he says he hopes a lot of
우리
people
다시
show
한번
up to the
사랑해주셔서
studio,
축하드립니다.
even though there's been all this MERS stuff in the news.
자, 이렇게 첫 GSL 4강
Well, there you hear it,
진출인
man.
CJ 엔토스
He
홍지원
has
선수를
gone on to the semifinals, so we now know it is going to be ByuL against SOS, duking it out. One of those two players is going to be in that finals match.
Both finals material players, that is for certain.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't forget though, guys, on Friday we have Maru going up against Rain and Curious going up against Rogue. That should be a really exciting day as well.
Yeah, so definitely don't miss out on that. It was an interesting day. I look forward to seeing ByuL against SOS. I think SOS might have the edge, but maybe I'm just basing that off of the wonky series that we saw.
I
with
think it'll be a
PartinG
really
against
better
ByuL.
series in every way, to be honest. I don't know what to expect out of it, really. I think that, SOS plans and prepares for series so well
He
that
does.
ByuL may be just caught off guard by that, but I think it could be a very close one.
Also, of course, we hope to see Myunchik again in future. We will see him again in the next season, but hopefully he does well. I know he took the loss pretty hard, but
He played
there's
well,
always
though.
next time. Yeah, he did. He played well. We will be back on Friday for the final day of the round of 8, so don't miss out. Same time, same place, 6:30 Korean Standard Time. We all love you here at the GSL. Take care. Good night.